Hi, this is Diana Giles with Skyline IT Management and Tech Term Tuesday. I wanted to talk to you today about a term that you probably see in just various things that you may be reading, especially if it has to do with some sort of technology. But it's becoming more and more common to see this acronym that has a letter and then a capital S, and the first letter will be capitalized. You may see capital DAAS, SAAS, HAAS, and so on. And you might wonder, what does that mean? What it refers to, the AAS part, is as a service. And the first letter may refer to software as a service, hardware as a service, infrastructure as a service, data as a service, and they go on. There's gotten to be quite a long list of these as a services. And as you can imagine by the name, it does refer to a service, but it's something that is delivered to your business, typically, usually on a monthly subscription type basis, that provides a service to you, but it actually may be something physical, such as in the case of hardware as a service. But for example, one of the most common things that we see now that is delivered as a service that used to not be would be software. So you may, in the past, and maybe still, you've had a subscription, or I'm sorry, you've had a box of software from Microsoft that was Microsoft Office, and you installed it. Or maybe you even downloaded it and you installed it, but you're only able to use it on the computer that you've installed it on. That would be, a desktop version that you can only use on the computers that you've installed it on. However, now, and for several years now, Microsoft has offered software as a service with Microsoft Office, where it is a cloud version that you have that is accessible to you at all times on whatever computer you log into it in your account. You can get to that software and be able to use it, and now also even get to your data if you have some of the add-on features such as OneDrive. So this is software as a service. So there's also hardware as a service. You may have a piece of networking equipment that resides in your business that is there for you all the time to use. You pay for it as a service. If something happens to it, you can have it replaced immediately. It's constantly updated, just like with the software as a service. If you're running the software as a service version of Microsoft Office, which is called Office 365, actually now recently Microsoft 365, that is going to be constantly updated. And so you will always have the latest version. There's some things that I want you to think of when you think of as a service. And they would be reliability, that is one word, accessibility, and flexibility, and also current or up to date, because all of these words could be used to describe various aspects of these as a service offerings. For example, if you're using the software as a service, that software is going to be accessible to you wherever you are in the world. If you have an internet connection, you can get to that software, and most likely, if you're set up correctly, the data that goes with it. Also, it is typically can be said that these cloud offerings, these cloud related and service related, even if they're hardware services, they are typically more reliable. The other thing is that they are flexible. You can make changes to your version or the added on tools or features that you have with these things on the fly. A decision could be made that you needed access to a higher level version of whatever that particular thing is, and you can make that change and it is immediately accessible to you. and then they are always current and up to date. So I want you to think about those things when you're trying to make those decisions. Is that something that you could really benefit from? A lot of businesses certainly could. And people kind of typically, when they start looking at moving from an out-of-the-box model of particular things like software where you own a piece of hardware equipment until it dies, then looking at a subscription model, people think that that's going to be more expensive. And in some cases, it could be more expensive. In some cases, it actually could save you money in the long run. But you need to look at what your needs are and how valuable it would be to you to be able to just pick up where you left off on another computer if for whatever reason all of a sudden you were not able to log into your office computer, but you could get to that information from any computer, from home or from where you are on vacation. If something happens like what has recently happened with COVID-19, people all of a sudden were working from home. And there were still limitations from working from a home computer that needed to be dealt with. But if you could log into your office account and have access to all of your software and your data immediately from home, that was a huge advantages to the businesses that were able to do that. If you have a piece of hardware that fails and you immediately it is immediately replaced for you as a part of your service, and you're not having to just go out and purchase a new one again, but it just constantly is there for you and is updated constantly for you, remains patched and managed. That is of real value, especially if it's a networking equipment where your internet service goes out, but then you can immediately fail over to using mobile data. These things have value, and in some cases where they may seem like they cost more on a monthly basis to continually pay for a service, the benefits and reliability and everything that you get with that can certainly end up making those costs worthwhile. And like I said, sometimes it actually doesn't cost more in the long run. So I hope that I've given you some insight into everything AAS as a service, and please feel free to comment below if there are any terms that you would like me to cover in the future, and like and share this video to share with other people who may benefit from it as well. If you need anything for your business to help you with your information technology, Skyline IT Management is available to help, and I look forward to seeing you again next Tuesday. Thank you.